welcome back, everybody. We're back. That's right, for another match of Overwatch League. It's been a fun day already with the 2-2-2 shift, and we got another great match in store for you. That's right, it's going to be Guangzhou Charge versus the Philadelphia Fusion, and there's been some changes on these teams. Kind of swapping players.
Yeah, I mean, we did see a few trades and additions, but right before Stage 4 began, and two of the prominent ones were, well, three really, have been that these teams have been swapping players left and right.
That's right. Fraggy going over to the Charge, and then we have Kib going over to Philadelphia Fusion, and we should add on to that as well that Bishu, who was on the Gladiators previously, down to Contenders for a little while, now back up into the Overwatch League as well on Guangzhou.
Yeah, so some interesting additions from Guangzhou Charge. Rio has actually been very good for Guangzhou, so I'm not sure how much of Fraggy we're actually going to see. And Kib, that's another interesting one, especially with how good EQO has been on some of these flexes. So I'm not really sure how exactly Kib is going to slot into this lineup. Could be some Genji usage, I'm thinking, potentially.
I was going to say, yeah, could be some kind of a specialist thing.
Yeah, he's probably going to share some of the duties with EQO. One of them will most likely be in at any given point in time.
Could be. Well, let's take a look at the season standings right now. See where these two teams stack up. As you can see, Charge just on the outside of that 12th place spot. They're actually tied in match score with the Hunters and the Rain, actually. And if they can just get a little bit farther up there, they're going to be in the play-in later in the stage, or after Stage 4, I should say. Fusion already way up there. All they need to do is kind of like maintain their spot. They could even jump into the top 6.
Yeah, Charge had already started to turn things around late in Stage 3, which had been boosting them up in these standings, including taking a very important win over the Shanghai Dragons at the Atlanta homestand.
Yeah.
So this has been a team that's been on the up and up, and they are very dangerous in terms of their flexibility. Got a lot of strong individual players. They just need to put it together in terms of the teamwork.
That's right. Well, let's bring them out here without any further ado. Let's hear it for the Guangzhou Charge. Nero leading the way today as the Charge take the field. And like you mentioned, they got that big win over Shanghai at the Atlanta homestand weekend back then. And that was kind of a surprising win because, again, we talked about how much talent was on this team, but they really hadn't been putting it to work just yet. And to beat a team like Shanghai, with Shanghai being as good as they are right now, that was a very encouraging win if you're a Guangzhou fan.
Yeah, it definitely was. And it's never, as I said, been a question about individual skill. Nero, since he has turned 18, has been a very strong player. We know about Happy's Widowmaker. Hotba's flexibility has really helped them in other metas when they wanted to run triple DPS. May not be quite so useful when we're in that 2-2-2 lock, obviously. But Guangzhou, it's been about kind of a lack of synergy, but in a meta where individual playmaking is more important now than it was previously in GOATS, this is where Guangzhou might have a chance to break out.
Absolutely. They've got a tough opponent in front of them today, though. Let's give it up for the Philadelphia Fusion. Our runners-up from the championship last year in New York, looking to make another run again if they can through the playoffs here, get back to the finals in their hometown nonetheless. A lot to play for these guys, and they got to go through Guangzhou to get there.
Now, Philadelphia Fusion, after all of the struggles that they had in the 3-3 meta, you'd have to believe that this is going to be a much better meta for them overall. We finally get to see this star DPS duo of EQO and Carpe back in comfort positions, and we started to see that towards the end of Stage 3. We saw more Widowmaker from Carpe. We saw more Farah from EQO.
Yeah.
But these are the guys that were really the phenomenal playmakers that helped carry them close to that title, to the second place finish, the runner-up finish in Brooklyn last year.
Well, it's like we were talking about in our earlier match today, where you have that great combination of an awesome hit scan player and an awesome projectile DPS player. And as we look at some highlights here, you can see Carpe and EQO way up there in terms of final blows per 10.
Yeah, and if you look, this is from last season. So these are highlights that we're looking at from the playoffs of 2018. You can see that these guys were second and third in the playoffs in terms of final blows for 10 minutes. And that was a big part of the reason that Philadelphia was able to go as far as they did, despite being the 6th seed in our playoff bracket.
Wow, and
Poco with the mustache.
coming rocking the mustache to this stage. All right.
Boo.
I don't know. You know, you have quite the history with mustaches, Monty. You had a very divisive one earlier in the season.
It was horrible.
I'd like to see it
was
return,
funny.
though.
It was funny.
It was funny. That's the important thing, right? Our map set brought to you by Toyota. We're going to Busan first for control map. Then it's going to be Volskaya for Assault, Kings Row, one of my favorites for hybrid, and then Junkertown for escort. And I wonder, you want to over-under on how long Poco's mustache is going to last the stage?
Poco...
Give me a week. Give me a week thing.
See, Poco doesn't have a wife to make him shave it like I do. So I would have kept it for longer, purely for the lulls, but...
I see.
But my wife was very unhappy about that, so had to go.
He's got a lot of teammates and the internet pressure, so we'll see. We'll see what's stronger. I'm going to give it week 3. Week 3, that stash is going to be gone. That's the challenge. Here we go. Guangzhou Charge versus Philadelphia Fusion. Start things off on Busan and Carpe on the Reaper right off the bat. We've been hearing about this a little bit. His shadow step is really quiet right now, so you can actually kind of sneak in there with it.
Actually living up to its name, being a deceitful step.
Instead of him being like, hey, it's time to reap, guys. when he finishes it, it's like, it doesn't make it very stealthy.
Right,
but now it is. It's a bit more stealthier now.
Guangzhou actually moving back, going to be switching over to Chara on the Lucio.
Yeah.
And will be running the composition we've seen so much. They hotbody isolated on the flank.
Yeah, isolated, iced, he's out. And now Philadelphia Fusion getting the control percent rolling early. Carpe about a little over a third of a way towards that shadow, or towards that Death Blossom rather. Shadow Step is also really improved in terms of mechanics too. You can do it while you're jumping and it goes faster. It feels much more fluid to use now.
Yeah, it's definitely a good quality of life change where it feels so much better. See, Guangzhou continuing to mix it up though. They've now moved over to more of a dive composition because, you know, even though Winston can be very vulnerable to Carpe with the shotguns, he does have Hotba on the Diva to block some of that damage, and it really helps to have that mobility to get onto the back line.
Yep. Hack onto Poco. Hotba as well. Those Divas are going to be hacked all day. Boombox actually takes out Nero with the Coalescence, getting chased away now, though. But it is 6v5 here in favor of the Philadelphia Fusion. 40% already. There goes Chara. Carpe finishes him off. And so far, so good for Fusion.
And the problem for the Guangzhou Charge is playing into the Reaper, right? You're trying to get into the point, and you have to engage on those shotguns. There's also a lot of mobility here coming in from the Philadelphia Fusion, whether it's the ball, the Diva, the translocator for Sombra, Carpe's ability just to wraith form out. So Happy's going to have a really good EMP here.
Well, there's an EMP from EQO in the meantime.
Only hits Hotba.
Meanwhile, 3 people on Philly gets hacked when the EMP comes in from Happy. Carpe walled off by the Maywall. They got the sound barrier. He can run in on a Char. Now Char really low, takes him out. EQO gets the finishing blow there, but either way, it's all happiness from Philadelphia Fusion as they are nearing 80% right now.
I'm not sure about the strategy from Guangzhou, though, because the problem is Philadelphia Fusion, they are built for short range, right?
Yeah.
They've got the speed boost from the Lucio. Moira's there to heal them up. They want to fight you as close as possible, so running dive into this may not be the answer. Guangzhou might have wanted to switch to a spam composition or something else.
Minefield comes out from Sato. Goes for the knockdown. Carpe, you can see shadow stepping mid-jump through the air, coming in from the top rope. Is it going to be the Death Blossom? The main ice block is down. Meanwhile, Guangzhou Charge actually starting to turn this fight around. Philly in a little bit of trouble. Reaper manages to get out just in time. Oh, well, I don't know. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Just manages to make his death more dramatic, and, you know, I guess there's nothing wrong with that either.
All right, Guangzhou pushing through. They're going to have another EMP and Blizzard right now. Philadelphia Fusion looking like they might make some changes here. Now, Carpe can go ahead and throw away that Death Blossom if he wants to make this switch.
Yeah.
He's not going to do that just yet.
Hey, Reaper, what do you want to name your ult? I want to name it after a flower. I love flowers.
He's a sensitive soul at heart, though.
I think so.
He's just acting out.
Time to garden.
He's just acting out.
That's where the real reaping comes in. All right, there's the EMP from Happy. A lot of hacks onto Philadelphia Fusion. Sato down already. Philly having a little bit of trouble retaking.
Question is if they can draw out any other ults right here. Guangzhou being stingy. They're not going to be able to force out the blizzard from Guangzhou. Philadelphia Fusion instead, they're just going to push them back once again. Sato actually going to respawn and then get paywalled and frozen. Looks like he didn't have his leaf cooldown available, use it to jump in.
Yeah.
And instead that ends up at a stagger where Guangzhou all of a sudden looking pretty good. Now Philadelphia, their composition was strong when you have to play into the Reaper, but continuing to play the Reaper when you're on the attack is not quite as good.
He's been sitting on that ultimate for like a good 2 minutes now. It's getting a bit stale. Whenever you sit on your ultimate for that long, you're kind of like, all right, maybe this just isn't useful right now for my
Ice
team.
block dodge.
The EMP comes in, yeah, that's right. Carpe manages to finally find a time of death blossom. They do take down Rio, but they're gonna need more than that. Going into the point right now, there's a blizzard, and I believe that did get canceled. Died during the animation. You can see a little wraith bar from Carpe to avoid some of that damage too. You can cancel it now and move faster, so it's way better. Another kill on the Hotba here. 2 hacks on the Philly as they try to flip the point around. 99% right now for them as they do have it. All they need to do is defend just a bit longer, and that'll be point A going over to Philly.
Sato, though, he dies right before he could use that Primal Rage. He was hacked. So still a brawl on the point right now. It's only 2 members of the Philadelphia Fusion. Reinforcements incoming.
Yeah, that's right. Chara gets taken out anyway, though, and yeah, they managed to secure it. It was a close one, but Philadelphia Fusion get the first point here on Busan.
That was almost disastrous because when the EMP came on, Nero went into his ice block to dodge it so that he could continue to use the Blizzard. If they hadn't canceled the Blizzard, that could have easily gone the way of the Charge.
Yeah. Well, exciting first round in this series. I wonder if we're going to see more of that Reaper. We've been hearing rumors abounding about the quote-unquote Reaper dive.
Rumors of Reaper.
That's right.
Philadelphia Fusion maybe going back to Carpe on the Tracer, staple from last year. A rare sight in 2019. Guangzhou Charge sticking with that composition though. They want to run. You're on that May still and happy on the Sombra. So Carpe be seeking around the flank. Sato already there on the Wrecking Ball.
Yep. Boombox on the Moira too, so trying to find a way to maybe deal a little bit more with those DPS. See if Nero can land those right clicks on the other side.
Here we go, they're gonna engage all at the same time. Sleep Dart though, on Sato.
That's right, he's in a little bit of trouble. Carpe, meanwhile, trying to scramble to find any sort of pressure on the Guangzhou Charge. Guangzhou on the point already, trying to get that control percent first. They almost have it, but Happy's down. Carpe finds a pick in the back lines. A chance now for Philly to bring this one back around. Yeah, we'll see. Coming down is Sato right now. Hotba in trouble, taken out. Doing some gymnastics on his way down, but Philadelphia Fusion in a good position to take this one.
That was a great read by Carpe. So Guangzhou were rotating onto the point, and they forced the translocate onto Happy, but Happy's translocator was back on his side of the map, so Carpe just tracked him down and eliminated him before he could get in range of line of sight healing from the rest of the Guangzhou Charge. So it carved Happy Sombra off. That gives them the 6 versus 5. Philadelphia starting to accrue that control percent right now.
Yep. EQO getting really close to the EMP. I'm just so happy we have Tracer back in the meta again. It's so much fun to see people try to land pulse bombs, just like Carpe will be doing shortly. Going for it. Again, maybe not. Tosses it out. No kills out of that one, but he gets a lot of health damage done. Boombox comes in with the finisher on the Coalescence, and that's the kind of damage Philly needed.
And Philadelphia playing these dive compositions, trying to get around that May wall, being elusive, moving in so quickly as a group and using that AoE Moira heal to keep everyone topped up. Now they're coming in with another EMP for EQO. Guangzhou struggling to have relevant ultimates right now. Shu can get that nano boost, have a chance to use it onto Rio. EQO though, on the flank once again.
Happy's gonna have his EMP in second tier too. EQO might just go for it on supports. Why not, man? Go for the pick, and here comes Sato from on high. Shu down already. Great dive onto the back lines right now. Guangzhou Charge has to break off their attack and go back, but it is too late. Philly defends again.
Pushing out right now. Gonna send Hotba over the edge for the reset. Poco has the bomb, but that's the last tool Philadelphia Fusion have. Guangzhou's never going to have a better chance to retake.
Yeah, it's now or never.
And they got to do it with over 80% down. Poco going to buy some space with the bomb.
Yeah, just engaging with that and slow down the attack, and it does funnel Shu off enough to get them a kill. Nero down as well, so Philadelphia Fusion using the chaos created by the Poco bomb to pick up a couple kills. There's a nice stick to the Diva, but it's not going to result in a DMAC, not just yet. No, wait, it did. Carpe got the finishing blow anyway onto that Diva suit, and no one from Charge can even get there. A quick 2-0 on Busan by Philly Fusion.
Much more discipline from the Philadelphia Fusion. Great use of the self-destruct to carve Shu off. It was the only tool they had. They knew the enemy had EMP, so be proactive, play around their spawn. That's what the Fusion do, and they coast to a 2-0 victory.
It's a state first map for Philadelphia. We'll see if Charge can tie it up when we get back.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
And we are back. Philly Fusion, quick 2-0 on Busan to give themselves a 1-0 lead in this series. Very short but sweet control map for them, and a lot of that due to Carpe, man. Back on the Tracer, playing extremely well, and it's great to see a damage professional in Overwatch back on the damage heroes. Again, we're working on that one. 4th highest final blows for 2018.
Not a surprise.
Out of 40 damage players. How about that?
Yeah, I mean, he's always been one of the elite damage players in this league, no question. And I think Philadelphia Fusion fans should be psyched. That was one of the most coordinated maps we've seen from Philly so far this year. And
yeah,
it wasn't, Philadelphia Fusion, they have a good record, and they are going to contend for that top 6 playoff position, partially because they're in the weaker division, the Atlantic division. So they generally have less strong opponents, and that's kept them in the running. But a lot of Philadelphia this year, just watching them play, it looked like they were unmotivated. It looked like they weren't really giving it their all, and I think that now we're moving back into a meta that really suits their strengths. I think they're going to be showing us a lot better performance, not just because of the meta, but because I think they're simply just going to be motivated to play better.
I agree. Good start for them, though. Busan is theirs. Now we go to our assault map, Volskaya Industries. After Shanghai took down Philadelphia Fusion in Atlanta just a couple weeks ago, DM said it's DM Carpe now, not Carpe Diem anymore. But Carpe wants to turn that one back around. And this is a stage to do it. As you can see, assault maps have changed a little bit. You used to get 4 minutes after taking point A. Now you only get 3. And if you're a defender, When you lose point A, if you are dead or die shortly afterwards, you will get a maximum respawn timer of 3.5 seconds, which is a lot shorter than usual. So basically it all adds up to the defense getting a much better chance at getting an early stop on point B rather than just getting kind of run over.
Yeah, also gives the defenders on A more of a reason to commit late in the fight. So
yeah, very true.
yeah, you can stall out a little bit more time. You don't have to be so afraid of being the last player to die and causing a stagger elimination that's really going to hurt your team's defense options on B.
True enough. A couple other changes in the patch. Defense matrix for D.Va, 15 meters down to 10. That's a big deal, actually. McCree shoots faster, which is nice if you're a McCree fan. And recent shield comes out a bit earlier. A bit easier, rather, I should say. She can do it during your reload.
Yeah.
Little things like that. And a Torbjorn nerf. Oh.
You see that barrier was placed there as part of the approach from Sato, so shooting it over that first building. And
yeah.
It's not going to really do too much, but that'll do something. Carpe.
This is going to be a fun 1v1 to watch. And we are seeing more genuine 1v1s between the Widows, like we saw in our first series here. Happy does get res. We're going to see a lot of that as well, as a lot of Widowmakers are going to be in a safe place for their Mercy to do that. All took denied. Both sides by the Mei wall. That's why we're going to see so much Mei.
Yep.
As long as we see a lot of Orisa Roadhog, there's going to be a lot of Mei walls to try to block it too.
Yeah, Carpe taking the flank here, actually. Interesting position. Not punished,
here.
but there's an anti-heal and a Mei wall on Sato. That makes things
Wrong side of the wall there.
a lot more challenging.
Yeah. All right, well, ice block. Did not end up saving EQO. Boombox got taken out in the meantime as well, so great start defensively for the Charge.
Yeah, it's going to push them back immediately. We did see earlier today on Volskaya, it was a full hold. It's kind of interesting how much are these assault changes in conjunction with some of these bunker compositions, these very defensive compositions, going to be affecting how many points teams are able to get on defensively orientated maps like Volskaya.
Yep. Charge just biding their time here. Whoa, Happy. That is a great shot. And of course, Rez is going to command, but man, that's another one. Happy finishing Sato off with another sick headshot. And this is really going to be one of Happy's metas too. We've talked about it so much this year, but this guy has been such an amazing Widowmaker player. And now that he's in a meta where he can finally play it all the time. Ooh, gets one shot onto Carpe, but it was just a glancing blow. Boombox down though in the meantime. Carpe's, he's right behind you. Needs a bit of healing here. An interruption in the duel. Carpe, meanwhile, takes on Charge. That's what you get for trying to help that Widowmaker. It needs to be a true 1v1. Meanwhile, EQO finishes off Happy. Neptuno was helping out a little bit there, too, though. He's really wanting to get involved here.
Philadelphia's definitely going to take this point right now. They go
what a
ahead
brawl.
and use the nano boost onto Rio. Not sure that was going to be the best decision, unless they're planning to switch off the Ana immediately. Philadelphia will definitely be taking point A on Volskaya.
Wow.
Happy didn't realize that Carpe actually grappled above him, which gave Carpe the angle to hit Chara. Instead, Happy assumed that he had gone into the doorway on the lower level.
Chara trying to keep his Widowmaker healed. Carpe's like, well, all right then. You'll be the first to die.
You're actually not going to switch off the Ana, so late nano boost not going to have a whole lot of effect.
And Blizzard time, all right. Up in Rio, caught in that one, but not getting out, gets hooked just to secure that kill. Walled off as well. Hotba has been secured. I repeat, the Hotba has been secured. Here's a Bridger coming in from Nero, gets it out just in time, dies right afterwards. There's a lot of frozen members of Philly though. Not a lot of kills though coming out of that, but it's enough that Philadelphia does need to pull back. Boombox not gonna live through that one, I don't think. Is he? What? He was standing right in the middle. How did he live through that?
Trying to get through the choke. They are going to get some exit kills, though. It's cute from EQO on the high ground, but Happy will get the better of him. Exit kills as well.
Sato.
As members are chased out of point B.
Oh, Neptuno! Never saw it coming.
Definitely came from behind right there.
I heard the Duck Hunt theme in my head for a second there. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Philadelphia now going to have to regroup. A lot of ults to use, sticking with the same composition. Guangzhou will have the ability to delay here with the infra site heading into B.
Yep.
Shaving time off the clock, second by second.
About 2:30, a little over 2:40 or so left on the clock for Philly right now on their point B attack.
Interesting flank here from Happy.
He's gonna go for it. Carpe though gets a kill to Nero, but Happy right there to equalize onto Neptuno, and you need that mercy if you're gonna have any hope of taking the point.
Yeah, that basically nullified the pickoff that happened in the front. That was a very aggressive Widow angle, as Happy will finish off Carpe as well. But you know, when you have that infrasight, he knew where everybody was positioned, so not too much of a risk. Pops around the corner and takes out Neptuno on the Mercy.
I mean, this is just like Happy's playground right now.
That looked like Pine right there. That was a Pine maneuver.
I was gonna say, yeah. It's almost Pine time again. I think this is kind of becoming Happy's world, and we're just kind of living in it.
Playing it pretty far forward, actually walled off right now. It's a good wall from EQO.
Yep.
But counter wall going to be there. Provides the cover for Nero and Hotba to make their retreat.
Carpe has the infrasight activated right now too, so it's gonna be hard for Happy to win any duels where Carpe knows exactly where he is, but it doesn't matter.
Oh
He's not gonna fight Carpe. He's just gonna kill Neptuno again. He's killed him so many times in this round.
He's just sticking Neptuno at like a low ult charge too. This is brutal. I mean, he hasn't had any chance to get any healing. And Hotba.
A little tactical crouching, although you can't make the excuse that the Widowmaker is going to be shooting at you in that situation, I guess. That's not going to work that time.
Sorry, the mage. Dodge some ice.
That's right. Those right clicks, no damage fall off on those. You gotta dodge them.
Ooh.
Sato again.
They had the res, and it'll be back up most likely by the time they need it again. But this is getting into last push territory here for the Philadelphia Fusion, and they have yet to even take a tick here on B.
Yeah.
Most of these attacks have just been foiled before they can even really begin. Philadelphia seems like hasn't even been able to even touch the point.
It's 6 ultimates for Guangzhou Charge too. They have all the tools you could ever ask for to defend this for just another 35 seconds or so.
Infrasight already used by Guangzhou.
That's right, Carpe.
He's on a flank again. Happy's on a crazy flank.
I mean, Carpe's trapped between the Ana and the Widowmaker essentially. Now gets halted. Has to go on the side. There's a Blizzard onto Rio. Can they get any kills off of this? No, Rio in trouble. Sato does finish him off, but there's a hook onto Hotba. Hotba in trouble as well. Now the Blizzard comes in. So they're gonna freeze Poco. They get the kill, they can indeed. Supercharger down though for Philly. Here with the kill to Poco. Now EQO chasing down Chara. Philly, against all odds, have found an opportunity here, but Rio and Shu got kills too, so I don't know, man. The respawn's faster right now for Charge. Philly just trying to hold on. They've got 1 tick at least, but they need more. But the delay is only making the defense stronger. But as I say that, Poco uses a whole hog and they might have a chance to turn around. No, Rio and Nero come in and put a stop to that. So Philly Fusion, in the end, it seems like unless they can get another couple picks here, and as I say that, Sato gets 2.
And they're coming in, but the reinforcements are here. It's only a wrecking ball right now, Doa. This is over.
That's the thing. I mean, at the end of the day, the respawns are gonna do it, and they do it for Charge. They're able to hold. Philadelphia Fusion gets a little over 1 tick at the end, I believe.
First time we've seen point B on Volskaya today. And it will be the Philadelphia Fusion getting 35.1%. So they've set the limit. Guangzhou going to be on the attack next.
Good chance to tie it up. Let's see if they can do it.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
Welcome back, everybody. Guangzhou Charge in a great position to take map 2. Recovering from the break, there was some very funny things said.
That you will never
you didn't
know
get to hear
about.
them. You'll never know about. Sorry. maybe in the future. Maybe somebody recorded this up. Anyway, Guangzhou Charge, again, holding Philly to just 35.1% on point B. And if they can take point A, it should be fairly simple to finish things off. Although, we've seen some strong defenses here. We'll see if Philly can summon something up. Don't forget, during halftime, Shanghai Dragons versus Vancouver Titans is our next series. We're going to talk a little bit about the 2019 playoff schedule and more special announcements.
So special.
That's right.
Only the most
They've already
special
been
announcements
You
for
know
Overwatch League fans.
Right.
You know nothing.
We know you're going to stick around, though, because that is going to be...
That's going to be a good
That's
game.
going to be a great series, yeah.
You know nothing.
Nice to get one of those rematches
Yep.
from the semifinals of our stage playoffs, but in an entirely different meta. So now we get to judge them based on the GOATS meta.
More judging the merrier for Monty.
That's right.
We know. You were Judge Monty for a while. Guangzhou Charge on the attack. Ryu on the wrecking ball already here.
Yeah, Ryu going to swap off onto the Arista, though.
Ah, yeah, just checking
Given
things
the
out.
scouting that they've seen, the Hotba thinking about the Zarya, and Nero going to be double snipers. So they're going to go for the bubbles, and it's going to be the Zarya Hanzo combination.
Okay.
There's no Diva, so they can chuck that Graviton Surgeon from long range and combo it once they get those abilities
Oh,
online.
there we go.
And there you go. It's going to be a res. Going to be a res.
Yeah, already, but man, it's about getting in the head of the other Widowmaker, right?
Getting bullets in the head of the other Widowmaker,
Well,
perhaps.
again, you know, it's physical and it's mental. There's two different games being played here.
It's a great double entendre, though.
That's right. Happy's been definitely getting in the head of Carpe this series already in multiple ways. At least this map, anyway. Carpe down again. Nero wants a bit of that action as well. And there goes Boombox. So Guangzhou Charge with a great start to their attack here. That might be enough to deliver the point A already.
Looks like
Certainly
Guangzhou going
seems
to do
that way.
very well.
Oh, no.
Happy continuing.
He jumps up. He goes like, nope, not gonna win that one. I gotta reset.
Having a good Widow player already super important today.
Yeah.
Hotba unfortunately did not get very much ult charge, and neither did Nero because Happy was just killing everyone.
Yeah, but all you need is a couple picks. You know, again, point B. Look, you can see the little yellow mark on the meter around B. That's all they need to get to. So you don't even necessarily need those big ult combos to do this.
And they could just poke in and wait for them to develop as well, using that infra site early on to see if they can find anyone out of position.
True enough.
See barriers coming in here on both sides.
Happy's already flanking.
Yeah, they just push into
Oh my gosh.
the neutral and start poking right now. Happy infra site is up, but Nero's gonna get Carpe. That's
Yeah.
a great start.
That certainly is. Now Shield's out of the way. Nero takes out Boombox as well. Nero the hero. Meanwhile, Nano Boost over onto Hotba, powering him up and doing so much damage, and that's going to be all she wrote. The Graviton Surge is out, and so is Philly Fusion on that map. Guangzhou Charge ties up our series 1-1.
I love that strategy. That's like one of those team wipe combos when you know you only have to get one tick basically into point B.
Yeah.
It allows you to have that finisher, even if it takes some time to build up. You're gonna have the time. It turns out they didn't need it because they crushed them so hard before they could even get the combo available.
Yeah, well, we've had two very one-sided maps so far, but for either team, who knows who's going to take this one halftime when we come back.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, now connecting 99% of Overwatch League fans. Catch your league on America's network, T-Mobile. And by State Farm. Whatever life brings your way, State Farm is here to help life go right.
I needed that.
Both the Philadelphia Fusion and Charge need every win they can get if they want to make it to the season-long playoffs. So far, they're playing alike. It's all knotted up at 1 apiece here at halftime. Welcome back, everybody. It's Pucky in the venue right now with two of my greatest friends, a well-dressed Joshua Wilkinson, as well as Zoe. And Zoe,
I'm not well dressed.
I didn't want to
Is that
say
what we're saying
anything,
here?
but you need a sweater like Josh.
Step it up.
We can get you one of those.
You look like
Pretty
a
good.
professor.
Thank you. I am a professor. I'm here to teach.
I'm ready to learn, Josh. Can you answer this first question? Who has a better set of DPS players? Is it the Charge or is it the Philadelphia Fusion after just 2 games?
I think what we've seen so far, it would probably be the Philadelphia Fusion. It's what we expected coming out here. And for Guangzhou, I think they need to be on their correct heroes to be able to match Philly. I think Happy needs to be on the Widowmaker. His Sombra gameplay in this first round looked a little lackluster. He wasn't really able to match up with what Philly were throwing.
I do have to say, though, I did like Nero on that May pick. I do think that the Philadelphia struggled initially, at least, to really deal with it. It did force them to come in with a very set strat and with a very set approach to actually kind of get that point in the end.
Carpe and EQO, though, what an incredible DPS duo. We've seen them all throughout 2018. And now, even though the meta's gone towards more kind of hit scan stuff, EQO is still able to come out on the Sombra and perform, and on the May.
Bring out the Hanzo, EQO. I'm ready. Bring us all back to 2018. Let's talk about that second map, though, because it was all Philly on Busan. Then we went, of course, to Volskaya Industries, and this is where the Charge starts to make their impact felt.
I think Happy on the Widowmaker certainly made his presence felt, but it wasn't like he dominated the series. We've seen this guy be able to put up outrageous numbers before. When he played against the Shanghai Dragons, he was putting up bonkers statistics and really carried his team through. But I think Guangzhou showed here on the defense really was where they won.
No, yeah, they had an incredible strong defense. They ended up finishing this map with 20 more fractional kills than their opponents, so they were dominant. Even though they didn't completely roll them, at least not in their initial round, they have been holding strong. There wasn't much room for Philly to really, set something up in the second map.
Yep.
Well, we were all really excited to see Nero coming in to stage 3 and playing for the Charge after he turned 18. And to be honest, he reminds me quite a bit of EQO. They share a similar hero pool. They've played similar heroes in this battle. One hero we saw from both of them was the Mei on Volskaya. Josh, why is Mei in the game so prevalent early on in stage 4?
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of Mei in stage 4, and she works very well with this Orisa Roadhog composition. So I've got an Insights powered by Intel where I'm going to do my best Professor impression, but also perhaps my best Weatherman impression.
Ooh, I love it.
But Weathermen don't normally dress like this, but hey-ho, I'll do it for you anyway. Okay, so here's where the Guangzhou Charge have set up. And you want to go for these halt hooks, right? So the way that this works is the Orisa throws out a halt around this corner, and Nero's going to throw out his hook. Now, there's a couple of ways of dealing with this, and a little addition that the Mei brings in, because they need line of sight to be able to set this up. The hook will break if a Mei wall is put in front of him. So you can use it defensively like that. Or as we roll the clip out, you can see that you can use it offensively as well. Halt comes in, hook, and the wall comes up in the middle to deny any kind of retreat from Sado. And we saw this over and over again. Both teams, instead of opting to use the hook defensively, using it aggressively. So here it is again, the Guangzhou Charge set up around this corner. They're going to send a halt in, and they're going to put that wall off after the hook comes in. So as we roll this clip, you can see EQO actually had his wall on cooldown, wasn't able to use the wall to break it. But the halt hook comes in from the other side this time. It's just Poco managing to find Hopper. The wall comes in to isolate, and they're able to find that pick. But it's all about vision, about denying line of sight, and Mei is so good at that because the ice wall just completely cuts the rest of the team off.
It's all knotted up right now. How does this second half play out after watching just 2 games from these teams?
I mean, I'm going to stick with my initial prediction. I knew you were going to get angry now. One Fusion fan in the audience has to get mad at me. But no, I think the Charge has what it takes. I don't think that the map pool is looking specifically bad for them. I still don't care. Still going to go with my pick.
So I'm almost feeling inclined to flip-flop as well. So I've got a bit of an opposite opinion because coming into this, Philadelphia Fusion I thought would be a bit mentally rattled. They might not have got equipped with the meta that quickly, and I was expecting a lot of Widowmaker to come out to play with Happy having a big performance, but we haven't seen that much Widow. And I think as the series progresses, we might see Carpe and EQO just kind of take over for that reason.
I think it's the start for Philadelphia. It's happening, guys. They're going to be playing in the grand final September 29th. First, though, they got to win this match. We'll find out if they can get it done in the second half.
I started watching some streams of the pros, and the pros were amazing. And one of the biggest guys I saw was awesome was Hydration. He was part of the Gladiators.
Suddenly I'm at every game, and
The beautiful LEDs, the cheers of the crowd.
it shields up. It's thunderous applause. It's roaring in the arena. It's a lot of clap, clap, stomp, stomp. You just kind of get sucked into it.
And I've been hooked ever since.
Just what I needed.
No one can hide from
I chose not to seek revenge.
cease your resistance. Cease your resistance.
Hey, we're back and we're all tied up between Guangzhou Charge and Philadelphia Fusion. It's been a good match so far, and it's kind of been a tale of two Widowmakers to a certain extent. I mean, Happy really getting the edge over Carpe in map 2, but Carpe looking pretty good in map 1. So from here on out, I really don't know what we're going to see. I mean, both teams looking very good in different situations.
Hey, it was an interesting strategy to throw the Zarya back in because of Hotbus flexibility.
Yeah.
We can see him on the D.Va, we can see him on the Roadhog, we can see him on the Zarya. And you know, it sounds weird to say that a flex tank is flexible, but if we actually look at what most teams have been practicing this year, the Zarya players were typically the DPS players, so not a lot of flex tanks were on that role consistently. So actually having your flex tank be able to play Zarya at a high level right now is an important factor.
Well, you think about the two big flex tanks that kind of exist in that meta, and one was D.Va and one was Zarya, right? And those are two very different skill sets, so it's rare when a person can play both of those heroes, you know, to that degree. We're going to Kings Row next. It's going to be our hybrid map. That's right, Kings Row back again for our final stage here in Overwatch League 2019.
And this map has typically seen just a ton of these kind of different strategies.
Yeah.
Possible we might see some Pharah here.
Pretty much everybody's favorite map.
Yeah, from EQO on attack, there's so many different things you can run. Double sniper attacks have always been popular on point A of Kings Row.
Well, always as of like last year, basically.
Yeah, I mean, it went back to Meta Athena, really pioneering double sniper strats.
I suppose
on
you did
Kings
see it
Row.
every once in a while.
Yeah, it's going all the way back to the early days of Apex when we saw double sniper sort of emerge as a strategy. It was often on point A of attack of this map.
All right, I get it.
I see what you did.
Guangzhou Charge on the attack. We hope you guys get it too. Appa swapping over to the Zarya again. Okay, so they're going to try it again. Same thing we saw in Volskaya, double sniper with the Zarya Orisa tank lineup.
Yeah, always been a popular map for Zarya, of course, as well. Really is great for that sort of mid-range pressure you can get on Zarya. And lots of cover to play around while your bubble cooldowns are not available. So, Immortality Field already taken down by Real. Long cooldown on that one, but Philadelphia might have some time to get that back online.
Probably. Oh, Hanzo, nice headshot on Achara. Oh man, he gets killed by Happy, but man, the damage was done. That Mercy was pretty valuable. Meanwhile, Happy finding shots here. They're still making progress on this point right now. They've got the faster respawn as the attacker on this map.
And really is just not a trade you want to make, right? So they did play with fire a bit right there with Carpe on the Hanzo. This is typically a map we have seen Carpe play Hanzo on historically. True. Yeah, they're gonna try again. Dragon Strike in.
Neptuno did not see that one coming, not even time enough to use that immortality field. Not sure if he had the cooldown, but if he did, didn't get off in time. Poco and Nero both down. Charge still managing to rack up some kills. They've got 2 ticks on the point right now already. On the verge of taking it. No range for you. Carpe trying to turn this one around. We talked about this guy's clutch potential in the past. Can he do it again? Hotba down, Boombox helping out. And Philadelphia Fusion manages to hold on for just a bit longer.
Yeah, but they only have 3 people on the point right now. 4 if you got the Batista's coming back. Diva's going to return. Dragon Strike thrown out. Trying to isolate the Orisa and Shu on the Ana. They get one. So that's actually a very late stagger kill.
Yeah.
Good use of the Dragon Strike from Carpe. Carpe basically just hard carrying that engagement.
How many times have we seen that though? Nice main wall by EQO to split up Guangzhou Charge on their attack. But going back to Carpe again, we see this so many times where when it seems like Philly is about to lose a fight, lose a point, Carpe comes back and just clutches out. Here we go again, Supercharger now for the Guangzhou Charge. They're supercharged now. Here goes the immortality field. Hotba going in. He's got the grab and he had a nano boost too. A lot of damage. Okay, and that is the end of point A.
And it turns out Nano Boost is Zarya pretty strong. Don't even need the Dragon Strike in the center of that one. Guangzhou Charge will bounce forward with that team kill into point B. And now the world's slowest payload animation.
Oh, right? It takes so long to get out of the garage. It does take a while. It's out now, though. EMP on the way.
So Philadelphia Fusion moving forward now. Switching Carpe over to the Widowmaker. EQO takes up the Hanzo in his stead. And that is going to set a hard point here on the corner and try and get Carpe around on the flank, taking a quick look at the payload.
Yeah,
see Hotba.
His footsteps, but Hotba finds him. He has to get away with the grappling hook. Oh, wow, that's a fight that not many Widows would take. But Carpe is not many Widowmakers.
Yeah, he's going to back off eventually. Anti-heal onto the tank line right now. Guangzhou, another Dragon Strike going to come through the wall.
Yeah, that's right. It's going to push Sato a little bit towards the Guangzhou Charge. Can they capitalize? Not with the Supercharger there, it looks like. He's trying to maybe split up the team and divide and conquer there. Didn't end up working out. Carpe trying to escape.
4
HP. Barely escapes. Meanwhile, Sato does not make it out. Charge trying to continue to push forward here. Sato does get res. That's something anyway. Happy down. Carpe finally finding the pick he's been looking for so long, but Shu there to respond, and he's got the res on the Happy via Chara. That's right, and Guangzhou not going to really be stopped too much here on B.
He's going to keep on pushing forward right now. Up at that 100 energy, ripping through the Philadelphia Fusion at close range.
That's brutal.
Going to take a pretty fast B here. There's going to be another minute and a half added to the clock. So 3:45 here for Guangzhou to take this last point. They've got plenty of charge on the Zarya. They've got another Graviton Surge available. Infosite to make space. Looking pretty good here for the Guangzhou Charge.
All right, couple ultimates up. Grab Rafa, here comes a Dragon Strike. Happy not under any threat with that one. His teammates have to scatter, though. They're back on the point already.
Yeah, but they isolated the Widow and the Winston on the flank right here. Carpe in trouble, barely manages to escape. Sato may not be that lucky. He's anti-healed right now.
And not much health, but he managed to leap to safety. Okay, meanwhile, Widowmaker trying to flee Hotba again. Here comes the self-destruct, and he kills out of that one. Happy, though, he's down. Not via the self-destruct, just Sato jumping onto him. QO as well. There's a res on the Happy again. Oh, no mech for Poco. Hotba kills him before he can call it down all the way. And Charge continue to just kind of bulldoze their way through it. That's it. Philly barely able to even contest the payload.
Guangzhou Charge with a very fast time here through Kings Row. Not a lot of resistance for the Philadelphia Fusion outside of A. They finished with 243 in the bank.
Philly's got a lot to do on attack when they come back if they want to tie this one up. We'll see if they can do just that in a moment.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
Cease your resistance.
Some sullen faces on Philadelphia Fusion, but
Or they
impressive
would be,
mustaches.
but if they were not behind the monitors.
Right. Can't hide from us forever, Poco. Cameras will find you. They're everywhere. There's one right on your monitor, in fact.
Being looked at constantly. Big brother here in the Blizzard Arena.
That's right. Well, it was a rough round for Philadelphia. They did get a bit stomped by Guangzhou Charge on the attack. A chance to equalize now, but you and I were talking about this during the break. It seemed a little bit like Carpe was trying too hard to prioritize picks and not really coordinating with his team very well, and he kind of got out there and got isolated a bit too often.
I think, you know, it's different when you play against a Mercy, because if you try and play aggressively on the flanks, and you're playing Widowmaker, and Pine does this or did this last season a lot, but you have to get multiple eliminations, because if you just kill Happy and you're Carpe, then Chara reses him, and the rest of the charge just kill you, and you can't be res because you're too deep behind enemy lines. So if you're not also getting the Mercy, or you're not getting the Mercy first, ooh, ghosts.
Ghosts. This is so spooky now. Wow. Spooky, scary.
Well, coming into this, like, we'll see what they're gonna do. Neptuno back onto the Batiste again. I do like this strategy just for trying to creep onto the corner of a point.
Yep.
And then forcing that re-engagement when you have the immortality field.
That's right. Philadelphia Fusion on the attack in the orange. Charge in the white on the defense here. See what they can do. Ooh, nice hook on Sato. Sato gets out. Halt meanwhile on Rio, but no follow-up hook, as you can see. Poco was taking a nap at the time. All right, Halt, and there's a hook. Oh, Maywall blocks it though. That's what it's there for. And it's Sim City. It's Maywalls are everywhere. Rio finally takes on Poco, and a little bit of progress here on the defense for Charge. Respawns are going to come fast, but it's a good defense so far.
Yeah, and it's worked out well. Neptuno getting close to that amplification matrix. So they got a tick. And really getting, I think, with this kind of attack.
This is what you're talking about right there.
Yeah, Carpe gets a kill on the Happy, but Happy just revives. Yeah, I mean, that time he was just resetting anyway. But yes, in general, it's a little bit tough, I think, if you're going to play it too aggressively. Sada's going to fire that barrier up. And we'll land right in front. That's a good barrier. You can see it. Landed right there.
Yeah. Oh, the Maywalls again, blocking those combos. Rio taking a nap, got hit with the sleep dart. For it now. And Neptuno on the Batiste. Again, you want to try to use that to sustain for just a little bit longer once you get to the point itself.
That Amp Matrix could have had a little bit better placement there, so at least they can get some damage around the corner, but
yeah, not a whole lot just yet. All right, nice anti-heal, but the immortality field is there for Philly. It's gone now, but Poco, oh, he got stunned, he's taken out. Hotpa got him. It was a nice hook combo into that kill. And now Hotpa with the whole hog, well equipped to win it, not even gonna need it. Chara manages to kill Carpe as well. He's had enough of this stuff. He's like, yeah, you wanna come after me again, Carpe? All right, I'm gonna be ready. I'm pulling out the pistol.
Well, it was again Carpe going after the
waking up to
CPS, but during the Valkyrie, Char had an opportunity simply to take out Carpe. He was already damaged from a duel on the high ground. So Carpe, you know, he's getting the kills, but he's also giving up quite a few. Sato again, same barrier position that we saw before. We'll put it right next to the statue. So it's really cute little spot there. And what this does is it allows them with the Batiste to get onto that corner. Their goal is to sit on this corner.
Oh, hook on the Sato. He's in a lot of trouble here. Barely kept alive, and now he's getting frozen.
Everybody's frozen.
Yeah, pretty much. It's going to be rough. Well, Hotba down, though. I thought it was going to be rough. But Nero's ultimate not delivering the charge, the fight they were hoping for, and now it looks like Philly is going to finally get the payload rolling.
And they will, pushing forward. Neptuno and Boombox swapping over earlier to the Mercy and the Ana now. Philadelphia Fusion get it rolling, but that's not a lot of time. It's going to be really difficult for them to match the time bank of the Guangzhou Charge. They're going to win every engagement through the rest of this map.
Yeah.
But not a lot of ults on the side of the Charge, so at
Not
least
yet.
an opportunity as we see the Charge taking the same corner as we saw Philadelphia on their defense earlier. Infrasight goes up for Happy, but the payload's not in a position where they don't have the best flank. They're gonna have to take a really long flank around. That's actually gonna waste most of the Infrasight time.
I mean, if you can kill the Mercy, it'll be worth it, but just gonna put some Venom Mine out there. He's ready for Carpe to come back up. Carpe exits quickly as he gets hit with the Venom Mine. Yeah, you don't want to mess with that.
Yeah, but I mean, Infrasight didn't actually do a whole lot. Didn't slow down the payload at all. Happy wasn't able to get in, but that's gonna do something. Good hook.
Yep, good grenade from Shu as well. Hotba takes on Neptuno. And so this attack getting a little bit stymied here. Poco's whole hog manages to push the payload a little bit farther forward, and it does make them give some ground. Nano puts on the Hotba, trying to keep him alive. Damage reduction doing work. Hotba takes out Sato, but Happy comes back with a 2K as well. Hotba and Happy cleaning up, and that's another good defense for the Guangzhou Charge.
Yeah, it looked a bit risky there, and now Guangzhou, I don't think they're actually gonna try and play this choke. Maybe they will. Gonna go this far forward. Change up the defense just a little bit. Happy again with another Infrasight. Pop it right away.
Yep. That's right. Philly close to some ultimates, though. They're close to have a lot of resources, and again, whoever wins this map takes a lead in the series.
He doesn't see the Hanzo. Carbe's behind him. Carbe was being
now.
so sneaky.
He's been doing a lot of crouch sneaking to get behind them the entire round, actually.
Yeah, he was looking for him with a Sonic Arrow too, but Happy looked like he didn't see him at first. Did end up...
Blizzard? I think, yeah, that one went down.
Went down.
Hotba and Rio both frozen. Rio on the edge of that one. Oh, Carpe finally finds a pick. He's been hunting Happy so long. Looks like Guangzhou's going to use a Blizzard as well. That's Sato and Poco frozen in that one. Maywall comes up from Philly just in time to save Rio. No, it doesn't. Poco, he's back. Let's get res. Sato on his own, trapped by another Maywall from Nero. It's a brawl on the payload right now. Walls everywhere. As the dust settles, Carpe trying to turn this fight around yet again. Well, that's awkward.
Just jamming them into the archway.
They're
there with the
breakdance
Maywall.
fighting.
All right, Hero's still kind of stuck on the flank right here, but it looks like he will be able to get back to his teammates, head up to the high ground. One last defense possible. Philadelphia Fusion have to win this fight.
Yeah.
Only 25 seconds remaining.
All tied up 1-1 in the series so far. Whoever wins this map takes a lead. Charge on the defense. They're so close, man. Only 10 seconds remaining. If they can hold right here, see if they can. 2 meters to go for Philadelphia,
Blizzard.
though. That's right. Blizzard used. And there's a Dragon Strike right through it. Not going to be survivable for the members of Charge in that one. And point B, after they take out Nero, should be attainable by Philly. It is.
Yeah.
Get another minute 25 about.
Yeah, 90 seconds added, but this is really troubling because they use so many of their ultimates. They're well behind in time bank right now. And they gotta hope, you know, if you recall, if they take this in overtime, they're not even gonna have an attack round.
Yeah, pretty much.
So
Still 243 in the time bank for the Charge. It's a big deal. Nice hook on the Hotba. Whole hog sends him back to spawn. He's gonna trap a few other people. Tried to knock Mercy off the res. No, Neptuno the one coming through the res onto EQO. Nero biding his time with his Blizzard for the man on the other side.
Blizzard pulling everybody into the center of the ult.
That was a great halt. But I don't know if it's gonna be enough, man. Maybe, we'll see. Dragon Strike coming through for Philly, and this attack is looking better and better, but Hotba living for a long time with the take a breather. This stall for the respawns to come back in again. Hotba, the only one with an ultimate.
Nano boost on him, he's got the whole
Gives him-
hog.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And it looks like they're gonna hold for just a little bit longer. One more desperate attack. is all that Philly has to try to keep themselves alive in this map.
And all they've got is a supercharger right now. Maybe EQO can get that Blizzard, but he's got to make sure he's got the time in order to build that one up. 20% left until that May ultimate. That's what they need to close things out.
Yep.
Sleep on Asado.
Yeah, pick from Happy could be huge here. Ooh, Neptuno playing a dangerous game. And we're into overtime. Happy takes a shot from Carpe as Philly tries to push forward. They got to get on the payload. Someone's got to get there. They barely do in time. Sato down though. Can they get the res? Carpe taking out as well. They need more than one. Neptuno decides to res Carpe. Goes for the clutch player, and Carpe responds immediately with a kill into Happy. That might have paid off as EQO walking forward now with the May as well. They've got the Blizzard too, but do they have that third point? They do. And Philadelphia Fusion keeps himself alive just barely in this map.
And all they can hope for is a draw right now, Doa. They finish in overtime, so they have to survive on point A defense for 243 without giving up a tick.
Yep, time bank round incoming when we come back. Welcome back. Philadelphia Fusion getting 3 points, but doing it in overtime. And that means that they won't get another attack here on Kings Row. Like Monty mentioned before the break, the best they can hope for is a draw here on this map. If they can hold out and not give up a single tick to Charge, they can draw the map. And then we'll go to that fourth and final map and decide who takes the series. Otherwise, Charge will take the lead.
I got excited for the Winston Ball dive composition, but that's not what we're going to see, the Guangzhou Charge. And we're not going to see the Far either, most likely, once they see the Batiste.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to go for it. They're going to stick with it.
All right.
There's no Widow, so it's just really the Batiste as the long-range hit scan threat.
I mean, all they need is that one tick, but Hoppa down. And remember, this is about just kind of like grinding your way through the point with a Pharah comp, right? You just do enough damage, you finally find a pick, and you just get that one tick.
And Nero already closing in on 70% of a barrage.
Yeah, he's been pretty accurate with the rockets.
You need that nano boost, though, for the survivability. Also need to play around the hook cooldown pretty well.
Yep.
You want to drop down and do the most possible damage you can with the barrage.
Neptuno healing away on that Batiste. A little bit larger clip size with this patch now, too. Makes it a little bit easier to stick in it. Nice, fast amplification matrix as well to get that damage in there. Happy down. Good start for Carpe. And the rest of Philly on the defense. Sleep dart onto Poco, but plenty of healing coming in. Batiste and Ana equals a lot of healing, actually.
Happy gonna get res, though, as a result of that wall going down the center of the point for the Guangzhou Charge.
Yeah.
Spam continuing from both teams. A recent barrier destroyed for the Charge. Neros have got the barrage right now, but they're still fairly far away from the nano.
Got halted, managed to bounce off the wall to get back to safety here too. Ooh, that's a big pick onto Poco. That's not a resable situation either, I don't think. Targeting the immortality field, it's down now. There's an nano boost. He's gonna go for the barrage, and he doesn't get slept. The dart is not there. He eventually drops to Carpe, but it doesn't matter, it's too late. And the Charge should be able to finish the map. They do, and they will take the lead in this series.
Great attack from the Guangzhou Charge. Took a long time to get that nano boost online, but once it was, quickly into the back lines with the barrage, and Nero seals the point.
Philadelphia Fusion will have to dig deep to try to tie up this series in our escort map. We'll see if they can do just that when we come back.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
Cease your resistance. Helden sterben nicht. Cease your resistance.
Dein Schutzengel ist da. 不许走。Sorry about that.
Team special attack. I need وليهم قوتك. Heroes never die.
Mic check, mic check.
Let's go, boys. This is where the things get funny.
Oh,
Oh, so loud.
야, 봐라. Sorry. I just blew out shit. Ow.
There's someone left a Dasani water bottle on here from yesterday.
Alright.
Who's near my water bottle?
Why you're so loud? I would like a water, but I don't have a water bottle, so unlucky. Boys, make sure everyone's mic is close. No, not having it.
It's like negative up here. In the ice age, bro. There are icicles in the ceiling.
Wow.
Dude, I almost did it again.
Did what?
Walk up the wrong side. Everyone.
파이팅!
Ah, nice. How's her hair looking? Scrumdiddlyumptious. Wow.
Haiku.
Reverse sweep, not gonna happen. The Shanghai Dragons, for the first time, will be your Stage 3 champions. I love those comm check things.
They're so funny.
Yeah. You know what else is pretty great? Guangzhou Charge is playing Kings Row. They looked very dominant. They put themselves one map win away from taking this series, their first series in Stage 4. Everybody hunting for those playoff spots.
It's going to be a very exciting run into the end of this season, especially with the play-in tournament. Shanghai Dragons and London Spitfire obviously also trying to get into that top 6.
Yeah. We're going to Junkertown for our escort map. And another, it's not just the meta shift too, but it's the fact that we've got so many maps in this stage that are so good for double sniper that we are just going to see a ton of that.
Yes.
And here we are on probably the most well-known double sniper map in Overwatch.
Arguably the most well-known Bastion map as well.
And true enough, yeah.
And we might see Carpe go ahead and run that on the attack, the classic Junkertown Bastion. You think is potentially even better now that Batista's in the game?
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, you've got that immortality field to keep your Bastion even safer.
I mean, it looks like that's what they're going to do.
It's the pirate ship.
It's a classic pirate ship, double barrier composition.
Yep, Reinhardt
and Narisa.
Reinhardt and Narisa. Shields make the sails. Bastion is a cannon. And I guess immortality field, I don't know what that is.
Well, it's also just like a
extra thick coat of paint.
A cart full of gold, so.
There you go.
They got the booty already.
That is true. Wow. It's a floating arrow. That was scary too. Spooky scary. It was in a shield, I think. Here we go. It's a pirate ship. Shields are on the Bastion, trying to keep alive. Sato gets it on the shoe. Save Carpe. No, don't drop the shield. Don't be that guy. Keep the Bastion safe. EQO, he's just marauding. He's the boarding party. That's what EQO is. Yep.
I mean, Happy got the kill onto the Mercy, but there's still plenty of healing on the payload with the Batiste. They have the immortality field, just went away, but this is going to be really hard for the Charge to stop.
Hey, we're setting sail on the high seas. Well, Smooth point day so far. Rio swapping over to the Wrecking Ball. That's what you gotta do. Oh, abandon ship! Dragon Strike.
I hate it when the
Coming
dragons
through.
come.
That's right. There be dragons.
Not even off the edge of the world yet. Anti-heal in, but they can't actually finish anybody off. Carpe with the tank mode just blows Chara out of the sky.
Kidding. A double kill with that one before he takes a little bit of a robot nap, and that's point A, taken by Philadelphia Fusion. It's the best pirate I've ever seen.
We're gonna go ahead and switch it up right now. Carpe gonna take the high ground, but you're gonna need Poco on something a little bit more mobile, given the high ground and low ground at this point. So hence he will go on to the Diva. Yep. It's all right there. Poco had a whopping 17 seconds of Reinhardt play before this push.
This is how you make that transition too. You set up that hard point. Oh, but then the Maywall bumps you right out of that hard point.
A great Maywall right there.
Yep.
And in fact, they're still gonna get ripped up.
Well, that's the thing. Like the halt is gonna pull you behind the barrier and set you right in line to get shot down by that Bastion as well.
And they have an infrastructure, but it's just not doing them any favors, because how are they actually gonna get elimination behind this Orisa barrier right now?
Yep.
This is funny. EQO is just off on his own, freezing people and being as annoying as possible.
I love it.
He's basically just walking, trying to kill Happy.
That's great. It's good to play a single player game. That was a great bio grenade onto Philly, but there just wasn't enough follow-up damage to make it worth it.
It's hard to get in there with the barrier and the defense matrix. EQO tossing out a blizzard onto the high ground. He's trying to get the flank eliminated by Happy, so Happy can't flank anymore.
It's just his job to flush people out into the line of fire for the
It's
Bastion.
actually pretty funny.
It's literally what it is.
He is marauding. Look at it, he's on Happy again. This is so annoying.
Oh, what a... Oh, nice! He blocks the shot.
Beautiful.
Nice block. What a baller! Look at that guy. Incredible. Meanwhile, Carpe with another ultimate manages to barely stay alive. I think he was down to like 13 HP at a time. EQI finally taking a nap, but it doesn't matter because Carpe right there with the Bastion again. I could watch a stage of this. I'm okay with that.
This is a really fun strategy by the Philadelphia Fusion. Last map it was really Carpe trying to shut down Happy, and this time it's just EQO wandering around by himself, dodging headshots with ice block, popping out of the ice block.
Is terrifying, by the way. I mean, the front of it is too sometimes.
Confirmed that Mei is probably just a demon wearing a Mei suit.
Just wearing the
skin of Mei. Look,
it's a poor researcher.
Do we really know that Mei didn't die in Antarctica and didn't get?
Oh, Happy! Nice shot. You're right though. There's a lot of like you know, suspicious stuff coming out of the South Pole in movies over the years. So just saying, the Thing probably in there.
Yeah, Fountains of Madness were real.
Yep, that's right. Whoa! That's a kill from Poco. Onto Rio, couldn't get away from that one. Blizzard for Carpe. And he's gonna be okay. Happy, no, he's coming in with the double kill on the Storm Arrow, trying to keep his team standing at this defense here. And finally, Philadelphia Fusion gonna get chased away.
It's typically where we see teams switch off of the Bastion if they've already run through A and B.
Now is probably the time. Carpe is close to an ultimate, but there you go. Yeah, I think you do make the swap here.
It's just so hard to reapproach through these choke points with a Bastion. You're just not going to do it.
Yeah.
So, time to make the transition away from that. Instead, Carpe goes back to one of his all-time great heroes on the Hanzo. And they're going to head through the choke point with the help of a supercharger.
Dragon Strike forces that ice block out. Sato taking a lot of damage from that one, actually. Just kind of stood in the edge of it.
He lived, though.
Maybe accidentally. Yeah, he kind of, I think he thought he stepped out of it for a second, but he stayed in.
He was anti-healed, barely got back under cover in time, quickly healed up by the rest of the Philadelphia Fusion. The cart continues to roll forward right here.
Yeah, it's a chance to keep going.
Happy trying to get a flank right now with the Hanzo, but it's not going to be successful. Rather awkward wall.
Well, it just kind of forces Philadelphia to walk around the long way and keeps them away from the payload. Any seconds you can burn it's a good use of time, good use of abilities. Oh, Carpe down, Happy has been really killing it on this Hanzo. Carpe gets rezzed anyway, and a freeze onto Poco or Blizzard. Maybe, nope, don't even need it. Go down. Dragon Strike coming through. And there we go, there's the Blizzard and the wall. I don't know if Sato's gonna be able to escape this. Hotba trapped as well. QO looking for the kills, gets one.
Nano boosted
Mei. Two, yep.
You're gonna get the sleep drive, but both Blizzards went down simultaneously. Philadelphia Fusion coming out on top thanks to the help of that nano boost. Happy though, still picking up some elimination. The team On the Guangzhou side, trying to get together and get through these spawn doors.
Oh, Maywall blocking one of those doors, actually. They're waiting for it to go through. The Dragon Strike is not going to wait, though. Meanwhile, Carpe gets Hotba. Happy with the kill on Poco, or Poco, rather. He kills the Supercharger, and I don't know, Charge. They're just losing too many people. They can't put together a cohesive defense yet. Maybe with the kill on the EQO, they can turn it around.
Carpe
Charge down. Philadelphia Fusion continuing to push forward here. Carpe going clutch again. That's 3 kills before finally Shu takes him out, but the rest of the team is dead. It's only Hotba on the Wrecking Ball on that payload right now. Delaying as long as he can. Poco getting the knock-up. Chara back on the Lucio right now, trying to boot people away. Still a minute 20 for Philadelphia Fusion, and they are having a really hard time killing that Lucio, actually. Now the respawns come in. The Mei is there. I can't believe Charge is still defending this right now.
Yeah, Maywall is there. Rio gonna be the one down, though. Nano Boost gonna be used onto Happy on the Tracer.
Yep, that's right. Well, Carpe just trying to do as much damage as he can while he has that Nano Boost. Gets the kill onto Shu. Now again, it's only Happy in the Immortality Field remaining here. Happy staying alive. And man, Charge has used up so much time off of this time bank, actually. Philadelphia Fusion finally finishes it. But man, that was like another 30, 45 seconds or so.
More than a minute.
Taking off the clock. That was a long time.
Really a long time on that stall out right there, in spite of Carpe's heroics. Really, I think the player that pushed that through the most was Boombox, getting repeated Ana anti-heals onto the enemy team. That provided the opening for them to pick off the tanks and then kept going time and time again.
It was impressive. It really was. That said, Philadelphia Fusion still able to achieve 3 points with 47 seconds left on the clock right now. Not as big of a time bank as they wanted to have, but at least it's something anyway.
Yeah, definitely something to work with right there for the Fusion. Guangzhou Charge. We're going to see some more pirate ship from them. They're just going to go more standard double sniper on this attack.
Who's the most fearsome pirate on the high, well, desert, I guess?
Carpe is, clearly.
Is he?
Yeah. He's pretty fearsome on that attack.
I don't know. I think Nero was, or EQO rather, was quite the fearsome marauder.
That's true. He went out to raid the enemy team.
That's right.
They dropped him off on land to take out the cannon emplacement of Happy.
Well, he was the one that was actually like swinging across on the rope to
the boarding party.
Yeah. He was definitely the boarding party of that crew.
Pretty funny strategy.
I love it.
From the Fusion, but definitely effective if you can get over to the enemy Widowmaker.
Well, it's one of those things where, you know, you can usually, or not usually, but you can sometimes kind of bulldoze your way through point A with the pirate ship, and then if it's going well, just keep going on point B. If not, swap, and see you make switches, but you just kind of use it for A and then see how far you can take it a lot of times. Looks like it's going to be a more standard composition from Charge, though. They're going to go for the Mei Widow. Happy. All right, a little bit of damage on to Poco.
Just a smidgen. Quickly healed up, though, by the Fusion. And
you know, sometimes I don't even know if you want to take those shots against the tanks. You're kind of giving the support's ultimate charge at that point, if you know you're not going to be able to get that kill.
Flank around right now on the side of Happy, so he's going to be coming around, trying to find a support player right here, and that's just not going to happen.
That is Nero sent back to spawn again.
You see Carpe's behind right now. He actually gets the kill to Happy. He was really far behind the enemy after Fusion got their first pick. And the picks keep coming through. Good staggers. Now they've surrounded Hotba here.
Yeah, that's an easy kill. Easy pickup. And Guangzhou Charge having a little bit of trouble even getting out of the gate right now.
So, attempt number 2 coming up from Guangzhou. We can get a lucky pick here with the Roadhog with Widowmaker. Turn their fortunes around. Especially if they can take out Neptuno first. Slow approach. They try and play around the barrier cooldowns of Rio.
Pretty much. Oh, nice headshot on a Poco. Ooh, good damage on a Nero as well. Yikes. Happy does kill EQO, so both Meis having a bad day.
Trying to put some damage in, but the barrier down now.
Yep, that's right. Carpe finishes off Shu though again now. Carpe's flanks have been really good so far.
Yeah, he had the Impresight that time, so not taking as much of a risk.
Hotba.
Valkyrie gonna use Neptune's gonna use the Valkyrie just to provide that extra healing. That means that everyone on the side of the Charge has to back off. Now they do have the Amp Matrix once Chara revives,
Yep.
And that's going to be the ticket here for the Guangzhou Charge.
Already a much slower start, though, on their attack than Philadelphia Fusion had.
Yeah, absolutely it is. And so many ults up from Philly winning the last couple of fights. So even if that Amp Matrix goes up, they try and position themselves behind it. Possibility the Blizzard comes through, moves their positional advantage.
Oh! That got, he actually got it off. I thought maybe that got canceled for a second because the voice line got cut off, but no. Blizzard came out just in time. Atma, though, not able to really survive that one, so Philadelphia Fusion still coming out big in that one.
Only the nano boost used, but on the Philly side, only the Blizzard really sacrificed there. And they get EQO back as well. So Philadelphia Fusion is still 4 players strong, and you know, this is the last push, and Happy's gonna get staggered.
Yeah.
So Philly's defense, super strong so far.
1 minute remaining for Guangzhou Charge, and the way things have been going, I think we might see that map 5.
Philly fans love map 5.
We all love map 5.
Back, a return to 4 for the Philadelphia Fusion.
No.
Carpe.
Oh, gets out just in time. Nice block battle. Strike a pose. Here we go. More tempo box. Just using the whole hog to keep Charge at bay for the moment.
That'll be a resurrection on a Carpe, so no problems there.
Yep. Happy again, looking for more picks. Now on board with Hotba. He's got that whole hog available. There's a Blizzard. Are they going to pair it with that ultimate? Hotba walking forward, only needs the right clicks to finish off Poco. Nice hook. Sensato sliding. And it looks like Charge finally have opened things up a little bit on point A.
Yeah, finally, as you say, Doa, they're gonna finish this, looks like potentially in overtime. So they are gonna have to go through this map, rest of this map extremely fast.
Yeah, and the really tricky part is going to come in point C. B is usually something you can take if you take A, but C is where you really need a lot of time.
That means you have to take B quickly as well.
Yep.
Otherwise, you're not gonna have much time remaining in the bank to push to the end of C. Worthwhile. You know, Guangzhou, they just have to push through C and they will get at least a minute on the clock, even if they do finish in overtime, so it's not too perilous at this point. But there's a nice hook.
Yeah, Hotba just kind of bounced over the top of that wall. Now Charge has to back away. Maywall is really useful too for just preventing more exit kills sometimes. We'll see if EQO can prove me wrong, but I think generally that's a nice little exit strategy as well to keep that Maywall.
Oops, sorry.
You're not really sorry. I don't believe you for a second, May.
No. No one's ever believed May's apologies.
No. You can't tell me sorry while I'm like filled with icicles.
It really is a cruel way to kill somebody.
It's the perfect weapon. It leaves no trace. Can't track that back to May. That's right. EQO the Blizzard. Carpe down. Charge trying to push forward here, but now the Blizzard comes in. EQO falls, but he does get a big freeze coming in from that Blizzard. Philadelphia Fusion trying to follow up on it right now, but Charge is not going to be denied. They're going to keep pushing forward. And even Rio joins the kill feed there as they make some progress towards the end of B. But again, time is of the essence. They only have 1 minute remaining.
Yeah, desperation Blizzard too. EQO might have wanted to save that one for a little bit later on. Carpe again was on a long flank and picked off, and that caused the front line of the Fusion to just throw everything they had at the Charge in hopes of winning. But as a result, they kind of just give up B without any other defense possible.
What do you think about Happy using Infrasight at the end of that one?
I think it's a little weird. I think he probably thought there was going to be some attempt to come back in, but there's not. However, Sato down in red. EQO takes an unfortunate bullet to the face.
Man, I mean, whenever like May is slept and then gets like headshot, it's just the saddest looking thing. Not that I feel any sympathy for May, but still, you know.
I don't think anybody's ever felt sympathy for May, except for that robot.
Yeah, but well, can robots feel anything, Mon?
No.
We're into a deep new conversation. Can a Risa feel anything? I don't know. Only remorse. Ooh, sleep dart on the Carpe. He's in trouble now. And that is a lot of card control. Happy.
I like the tactic crouch by Shu at the end of that one.
Yeah.
He knew Carpe's fate.
That's right.
Minute and a half remaining, so in spite of everything, Guangzhou Charge still an opportunity potentially here to get an even better time.
I mean, I don't know. You kind of want to start questioning those Carpe flanks a little bit again, too. Another Maywall comes through. There's the
Hotba
Charge pushing forward. quite a bit. Wow, Neptuno's lucky he actually got out of that with his life. Blizzard coming in, Carpe manages to bounce to freedom here. Not for long as Happy finds him with the headshot, and this is gonna be Charge actually finishing with more time in the time bank.
I would not have guessed that, Doa, after nearly being full held. They took A with like 5 seconds left.
Yeah.
But rolling through B and C actually leaves the Charge with a little bit more time.
And it leaves us with an exciting time bank round coming up. A round that could determine the winner of this series. Let's find out who takes it maybe when we come back. We're in extra innings here on Junkertown. It's going to be time bank. 1 minute and 10 seconds for the Guangzhou Charge, a minute for Philadelphia Fusion. Not a big difference in the time banks, but the surprising thing is, like we just saw, Guangzhou Charge nearly held completely on point A in their attack, ended up finishing with a little bit more time than Philly did.
10 seconds more at the end of the day, so minute 10.
Here we go again.
For Guangzhou, all things basically equal to Philadelphia.
Are you ready, kids? It's time to set sail.
More piracy from the Philadelphia Fusion.
That's right. Yep. Oh, who lives on a payload in Junkertown?
It's Carpe.
Yeah, well, no, it is Carpe. That's right.
Wow, this is a long flank from Happy. Yeah. Can he get a pick onto Neptuno?
There should be a Reinhardt shield in the way.
Oh, ooh, got the back shot.
That was a great Maywall, bouncing up Carpe. Everybody up on there? They went up to the crow's nest for a second, I guess.
Everybody's down now, and now Happy is all alone in the back lines.
Yep, that's right.
Only an Icicle coming towards him. EQO tries to find him, but they can just jump onto this front line right now. Happy's zoned down.
Hot but down, though. And Philadelphia Fusion trying to grind their way through this one. Carpe with 2 kills. EQO, the monolith, on top of the Maywall. Gets hooked. He's okay. Meanwhile, on board with Carpe, and it's going to be, once more, the configuration tank delivering them what probably is going to be a point A. I don't think Char is going to be able to stop him. Nope. Only Nero standing between them and point A. We'll see if maybe somebody gets back in time to contest.
I really don't think that was a good strat, though. Like, the long flank is interesting and all, but as soon as they don't die to Happy's shot, you're putting so much weight on Happy getting a pick off there, and then them not rezzing it. And then on top of that, you know, Philadelphia Fusion at that point, when they know that Happy's back there, they can zone him out like they did with the Mei, and then 6v5 on the payload. It's just, it's such a risk, I think, for Guangzhou.
And now we're in overtime permanently here until this push is stopped. Happy, Venomine, going for the flank again.
Neptuno.
That's right.
And he gets Neptuno.
Gets around the corner just in time, but it's going to be a chase down. Hotba found, they all went to kill Neptuno, actually. Nero is in on that as well. But can they stop the payload?
EQO coming around. Looks like they did box him in, push him out.
All right, divide and conquered. They managed to keep Philly off the payload for just long enough. And that overtime bar ticks away so fast. There you go. Who doesn't love cheese?
Who will be our chat of the match? Really, the questions.
That's right. Asking the real questions. Well, it was another point for Philadelphia Fusion. They got it through point A, which is pretty important. Guangzhou Charge coming into this with only 10 more seconds.
I think Poco should also start wearing a beret.
A beret, maybe?
With the mustache, yeah.
I feel like you should start singing with a Queen cover band.
That's true, it's a good call.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, can anyone stop him now? The real question.
That's right. Well, he doesn't want you to stop him now.
Oh, okay. I mean, he's having a good time.
That's right. So are we. Well.
Take a look at this. I mean, it's just zoning for the tank line. Like,
what do you do?
Against the nano boosted hog, you get Maywalled off.
Yeah.
I mean,
not a C9.
There was Happy on the other hallway as well, sniping into the hallway. Just a good positional play by the Charge.
Yep. Well,
Charge though, they do have to do a lot better on this A attack than on their last one, which was almost a catastrophic failure.
Poco and the rest of the Philadelphia Fusion definitely under pressure right now. Okay, I'm done. I'm done with the Queen stuff. Charge on the attack here. And they're gonna go for the same thing they went for before, more or less. Happy. Oh, wow, what a pick on the EQO already.
And he's on the high ground.
That's huge.
Can they res him is the question. They can't. They can't get there.
No, the Mercy cannot get there.
No.
Especially with Hotba guarding the body on the Diva as well.
Yeah, that's not good. EQO gonna switch over to the Hanzo now instead of the Mei.
You gotta find a way to get back to the payload quicker, right? And at least you can lunge a few times. How the physics of that work, we'll leave for another discussion. But
Nice
man, he's gotta
anti-kill
get
on
that
the Poco.
Poco down already. And now Happy finding another pick, but it's gonna be easier. EQO back again with the kill onto Shu. He's re-entered in Hotba with the kill onto Carpe. So Guangzhou Charge still pushing forward.
That was such a Hail Mary play from Carpe. He was on the most ridiculous flank. Just trying to make a play because he knew that this team is losing right now. He had to do something. Try and take this match into his own hand.
Can't blame him.
Yeah, he can't.
Okay. Poco down to about half health. And Philadelphia Fusion with one last defense. At least they've got another shot at this.
They have 6 players here, so there is an opportunity for them.
Yep, that's right. Altook, all they need to do is just pull Charge off the payload, set up a pick. Any pick will do. Happy meanwhile on the flank, goes high, looks for something, gets hit though. EQO with the kill on Nero. Philadelphia bringing it back. They want to take us to that map 5, and they might be doing just that. EQO
the
with the 3 kills. Got the nano boost as well. Going skeet shooting, but it doesn't matter. It is over. Self-destruct coming in, but nobody can get back to the payload. And that's right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to the tiebreaker map.
Nano boost on the EQO, clutches it out. Philadelphia Fusion, when they've got their players on the damage dealers, they can really make amazing plays at the last second, and they pushed us into that map 5.
Excited, man. Game 5, map 5 coming up right after this. Yes. We get a map 5 between these two teams. It's been a great series so far. Philadelphia Fusion coming up clutch. EQO was like a total out of control King Kong monster boss at the end of that one on the Hanzo, and we are going to our 5th and final tiebreaker control map between these two teams.
I mean, Philadelphians love heart attacks, eat a lot of cheesesteak, and now, of course, supporting the Fusion.
There you go.
Always in these map 5s, it seems like, but also one of the more clutch teams we have once we get into this scenario. And
yeah,
they're good. They're always good for a little dose of excitement, right?
Philadelphians love heart attacks.
Yeah. That's what I've come to, from the regional cuisine and from their fandom. Yes, sure. I do believe that, actually.
Philly facts.
It's the only logical conclusion you can make.
Yeah, I can't think of any other thing to really, add to that. That's I'll just leave that right there. You're absolutely right. How could I ever question that? Philadelphia Fusion sailing their way to riches and glory on Junkertown. But
I'm glad the pirate ship returned.
Me too.
It's always fun to see.
And it's the true pirate ship. The true pirate ship is Orisa and Reinhardt.
Yes.
Right. We saw a lot of it with just Orisa, and it's like, yeah, that's like maybe the brigantine.
No, it's not quite the sloop. It's a sloop. It has one sail.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. We've learned. Well, playing pirate games. Ilios is going to be our final map in this series, a control map again to decide who wins it between Guangzhou Charge and Philadelphia Fusion. And as you can see, neither team has a winning record on this map right now.
Not this year, at least. And let's see what happens on this Lighthouse Point. A map, again, that could see some far play, but Philadelphia may be going back to that strategy that served them so well in their dominant performance on Busan to start off this series. You see, Philly, 4-0 this season on map 5s.
They've been doing very well on the tiebreaker control maps. Carpe back on the Reaper again. I don't know how his arms don't get tired holding the guns out like that. Maybe they're very light guns. Sato comes in with the slam right away. Carpe trying to provide the jam. Oh, nice knockback by Sato. Separating the team, but he gets frozen. Could be a problem. Meanwhile, Carpe just trying to pile the damage on through those narrow corridors, looking for those tanks. And he is finding them, trying to save his tank, but he can't quite do it. Maybe he can get a revenge kill. He certainly can. Rio down, the point unlocked, but nobody's there yet to try to take it.
Everybody's just protecting Carpe right now while he gets the big headbutt. He drops in unhappy from behind.
That's right. Great form to try to get over to the point itself, and it looks like Philadelphia will get the control percent going first, and he's already nearly got a Death Blossom as well.
Now whether he'll ever be able to use it is another thing, but the cleanup comes in. Carpe just mowing the tank line down.
Wow.
On the Guangzhou Charge. Nero almost got a blizzard though, so that'll be important on their next push.
That was a battering ram from Philadelphia Fusion. Charge trying to be annoying to flip it. Happy just touching the point.
I don't know how his arms go. How does he run with his arms straight out like that too?
That's right.
It'd be really hard to do.
How does he stand in elevators is the real question. Get in the way of the doors, I think. Minefield for Sato as they try to zone out. Charge trying to funnel them into a place where Carpe can take them out. Meanwhile, the Blizzard does get used. Carpe up on the high ground, not quite. Didn't quite make it, I guess. Poco out of the mech, though. Philadelphia Fusion a little bit of trouble.
I mean, it's smart, though, that he didn't use the self-destruct to remech there, Poco, because they had already gotten the initial elimination. So he's got some time to rebuild the mech. As it is right now, he's going to actually get it immediately. Self-destruct not going to do much of anything there on the side of the Charge.
I think that was supposed to go into the point, and it just barely didn't make it. Meanwhile, Coalescence from Shu as they try to keep pushing forward. The Blizzard will block the entrance, keep Charge at bay again, and Philadelphia Fusion already nearing 70%. It's been a good first hold. Can they keep holding it, though? It's going to be tough, with Boombox down, Poco out of the mech, Sato in big trouble as well. Poco does get one, and there's the Death Blossom! Carpe doing the damage, but not quite getting the kills just yet.
All right, some low players, though. He can keep rolling through these tanks and just barely doesn't get Rio, however, Neptuno.
Oh, the timing. Getting in there right as the Blizzard ended with the Wraith form. And they're shooting through the wall. Really doesn't. There we go.
He's got the last hit there, popping through the ice wall.
And this might just be one of the fastest rounds we've ever seen. His EMP comes in, hits 4 people, but Reaper's still going to do a ton of damage to you. Doesn't affect him all that much. Boombox does get knocked off the edge, though. Char with a nice play to start things off with. And they've got the sound barrier as well, so they can keep pushing with this. And maybe now it's time for Charge to get a little bit of control percent going. I guess it is.
I mean, this is fine, though, because, I mean, look, they've got a Blizzard, they have a sound barrier. They have a minefield. Basically, they have all of these tools, including the Death Blossom. These are huge zoning ultimates. Death Blossom, Blizzard, Minefield.
It's all the kind of stuff you don't want to be in a small room with.
Exactly.
Whoa, Nero. He gets a pick on the Carpe. And, you know, again, Philadelphia Fusion reminding themselves they've got time now. Already 99%.
My ultimate is charging.
Only 6 ults for Philly. Guangzhou going to be on the back foot here. If they can prolong the neutral fight, they'll be able to get the EMP and their own Blizzard online. Definitely a helpful opportunity. Hoppa could use the self-destruct aggressively here, but they're just going to go straight into the point, drop down with the Bay Wall.
Oh, Carpe right there, gets hacked. No Death Blossom, but again, you do so much damage. Rio trying
so slow.
They're trying to keep healed with the Coalescence, but the Blizzard gets a kill anyway. Carpe, oh, he gets hacked as he tried to jump up on the high ground with his teleport.
Ooh, nice Blizzard from Nero. So they do get the EMP and the Blizzard before the fight ends. Guangzhou needed those abilities. That said, those zoning ults, the Minefield and the Blizzard also used on the Fusion side, and that means swaps coming in fast. Winston and the Sombra, they're sticking with Carpe still on the Reaper.
He held on to that Death Blossom for a long time in the first map too, and it did end up working out for them.
Such a situational ult though, and it's mostly an ult that just allows you to win more in situations where you've already pretty much won the fight. It's a janitor ult, clean up only.
Time to sweep.
What he does.
That's right.
Sweeping away here on the point.
That Minefield again. Rio trying to defend the point here. Pokebomb coming in. Can he get back in the mech? He can, just barely. Coalescence now for Boomboxes. They try to keep pushing forward. 92% already for the Charge, so they are nearing a kind of reverse sweep of sorts of this point. Being down 99%, now getting back to 99% of their own, and they might just be able to take the round right here. Philadelphia Fusion can't hold on.
And that's going to be it. Guangzhou Charge, run it back.
Wow, 0 to 99. The Charge do it, and they are 1 round away from taking this series.
I really like this strat that we see coming in on the side of the Philadelphia Fusion, because it allows them, if they take that point first, to have a very strong defense. But the retake, not sure you want to necessarily stick on the Reaper for that length of time. And at the very least, too, they probably could have swapped EQO and Sato over earlier, but they sort of misused those ultimates. They misused the Blizzard, they misused the Minefield, and that ended up delaying the swap to the Winston and the Sombra. So Philadelphia Fusion, though, this time, EQO will be on the Sombra straight away.
That's right, and Carpe still on the Reaper. Really interesting. Huh, all right. Try it again. There's more high ground to drop in from, I suppose. Philadelphia Fusion is very confident with this composition right now.
Happy staying back right now. They're looking at the composition to end up deciding that the Lucio is the support that they want.
Okay.
Now they're going to start poking around the point. They're already in a situation where they have to retake. That was a nice bait wall bait there by Poco.
Yeah, it sure was. But Philadelphia Fusion already essentially the defenders in this situation. Well, literally the defenders as they just take the point unopposed. Hoppa does take down Sato fast though. So they get the 5v6, he gets 2. Hoppa's had such a great series too.
Yeah, he has, and that was caused by the freeze from Nero. So they found the Wrecking Ball alone, froze him, then hooked him in. So they waited for somebody on the Philadelphia Fusion to get out of position and then made the play.
Carpe gets 1. He
Off
gets
of the
1 kill. 1 kill on the Reaper throughout all of that. Are they going to stick with it?
They got 25% effectively for free. So Philadelphia Fusion starting out strong on this point, and they are going to stick with the Reaper for the time being. Wanting to test it a little more thoroughly here on Ruins. Happy coming around on that Sombra now. So trying to harass on the flank, build up some of that ult charge. EQO nearly at an EMP, however, so strong opportunity for the Fusion to be able to retake on this next push.
Yeah, they've got a lot of good tools in the toolbox ready to go here. EQO is so close to building up that EMP like you mentioned. I guess a hack in onto Rio as well. Rio with not a lot of health remaining. Sato hacked on the other side as well, but there's the EMP coming in. 5 people EMP'd, including Rio. Doesn't get that supercharger. Now Carpe starting to clean up, and they will take it back. Only 40% attained by the Charge.
Yeah, really that was just a delay tactic from the Guangzhou Charge. Happy was so far away from that EMP. Guangzhou only commit the nano boost to that engagement, and now they'll be bouncing back with the Blizzard Shoe. Making the change to the Moira. They want that little bit of extra healing in these close quarters combat situations. Sound barrier there for the Guangzhou Charge as well. This looks like it's going to be a really back and forth point here.
Nero trying to check for the
Nice
score on
hook.
the other side. Oh, great hook on the Carpe. That's going to be a problem for Philly. They can't fight that 5v6 very effectively. Supercharger doesn't last very long. EQO manages to come in from behind and take it out. Maywall tries to cut off Sato, but they don't quite get it.
They need to start getting some more picks right now. Carpe's already on his way back.
Yep, that's right. And he's got the Death Blossom too. If he can find a good angle for that, he can do a lot of damage. He's coming in right now. There's the EMP though for Charge, but it only hits a few people. It's enough though. Sato down. It's a Death Blossom. Oh, the hook on the Carpe. He didn't get anything with it. And now we got to see a swap. I mean, come on, it's Ruins. Just play the Widowmaker.
Yeah, but the thing about that Doa is that when we see this take and Sword crouching,
yeah, he's
going to
anticipating the Widowmaker. That's the thing.
It's anticipating the Widow.
Yeah.
It's not going to be the Widow swap, though. But, you
No,
know,
I guess
Philadelphia Fusion held on to that point longer than they had any right to, and they drew out so many ultimates from the Charge. EQO saves his EMP for this next engagement. So Fusion, got time to work with right now. Nero's going to have a hell of a blizzard.
There's the EMPUs. Only hits Rio and Hotba, though.
Doesn't hit the Coalescence, so the Coalescence is going to go up.
Yeah, that's right.
And heal up the members of the Charge, so the EMP ends up not being super effective.
Carpe just down. They focused him. Got the kill anyway. There goes Neptuno as well. Philadelphia Fusion not going to be retaking in this fight, at least.
And they may not be retaking at all at this stage, Doa.
I mean, if
because
they don't,
Happy's
that's
going to have
bad.
another EMP. The Blizzard works. And really, Philadelphia, EQO rushed that EMP. They thought that they were going to be able to hack Rio and kill him, but instead they missed the Moira with the Coalescence.
Yep.
And now they're playing into an EMP with the match on the line.
I mean, again, Reaper's okay, even if he does get EMP'd, but the rest of the team, maybe not so much. Supercharger comes down for Rio. Happy. Throwing the trans, not even needing to. Uses the EMP right away. Neptuno gets EMP'd. Sato down already. And Philadelphia Fusion seemingly with very little opportunity to retake this point right now. Poco demeched. Hoppa just takes a breather and he is back in action. Nice hook on a Neptuno, and that should seal the deal. They've got the sound barrier on top of all of that, and it looks like Guangzhou Charge is gonna win it in our 5th and final tiebreaker map. Sato just trying to cling to the point for his team, but that is it. It's gonna be the first map 5 Philly loses all season, and a big win for the Charge.
That's such a big victory. You know, we talked so much about the Guangzhou Charge in Stage 3, saying that the hardest matches are behind them now. This is where they have to start to win to show us that they are a playoff-capable team. And they've been digging themselves out of this hole that they found themselves in after being in the Pacific Division and having all their tough matches against teams like the Titans and the Shock, who up front in this season, and now they've started to get back on track, and they're inching their way into that play-in.
You know, throughout all of that too, they've been able to just barely stay in contention for that, you know, play-in spot. And this is definitely gonna help, that's for sure. Guangzhou Charge. Been a team that, you know, a lot of us were excited about for a long time. So much individual talent on this squad, and I think this meta is really gonna give them a chance to showcase that, and I think we got a taste of that today. It's been pretty great. We'll see if they can keep it up, though. It's not over yet. For now, though, let's send it down to Danny, who's standing by with Happy.
Thanks, guys. Everybody, make some noise for Happy. Yeah, great job, great Widow. Congratulations on your win. Now, you guys are currently playing for the season play-ins. I just want to know, how is the Guangzhou Charge's team dynamic, team atmosphere currently in Stage 4? 일단 오늘 승리도 너무나도 축하드리고요. 해피 선수 굉장히 좋은 모습을 많이 보여주셨던 것 같아요. 아무래도 지금 시즌 프로브를 위해서 팀이 굉장히 지금 열심히 싸우고 있는데 지금 현 상황, 광저우 차지가 좀 팀 분위기가 좀 어떤가요?
지금은 이제 저희가 스테이지 1, 2, 3 때는 좀 부진한 모습을 많이 보여드렸는데 지금 딱 저희한테 맞는 메타인 것 같아가지고 분위기 좋은 것 같아요.
Short answer, the atmosphere is really great. I honestly feel like in stage 1, 2, and 3, we really kind of felt short, but in stage 4 with the 2-2 roll lock, the meta is really suited for Guangzhou Charge. So we're doing great. The atmosphere is also really, really good. Alrighty, and talking about today's match, we actually saw an intense Widow v Widow with you versus Carpe, and maybe backtracking a little bit, you already beat DM in Atlanta homestand, and today you beat Carpe. Is there any other Widow player that you're looking forward to defeat in stage 4? 벌써 카르페 선수와 DM 선수는 위도우전에서 이겼고 이제 이번 스테이지에서 좀 이 위도우 선수는 한번 내가 꼭 발라보고 싶다 하는 선수가 있다면 누가 있을까요?
딱히 그런 선수는 없는데 굳이 꼽자면 순 선수가 있고
왜요?
그냥 개인적으로 잘한다고 생각을 하고 그냥 제가 제일 잘하는 것 같아요.
Alrighty, not anyone in particular, but if I have to choose, I'll have to choose Soon because I personally believe he is an amazing Widowmaker. But all in all, short answer, I am the best Widow. And you are. You really proved that tonight. Thank you so much. Great job today. Casters, back to you guys.
Thank you, Danny. And there you go. Wow. Happy. Declaring himself the best Widow. I don't know if I can argue with that right now. And you can see Guangzhou Charge with their win today has jumped into 11th place in the overall standings. They're in for the moment for that playoff play-in at the end of stage 4.
Yeah, some things to note though. Charge still has a pretty poor map differential because they had an extended losing streak where they just got 4-0'd time and time again in stage 2. And the other aspect of this, though, is that the Fuel also have a pretty poor map differential. So that's another team that, if we look at the Valiant, say, who have a good map differential but not quite at the same win-loss record, and with their performance this last stage, there's going to be a lot of movement. And honestly, with how close the 18th team is to the 12th place team, map differential may be the difference between which team is going to that play-in tournament and which team's season is over.
I think it's really likely. I think it's going to be a pretty thrilling end to the stage when we finally get there. Should be cool. Well, let's take a look at our player of the match, brought to you by Omen by HP. It's going to be Hotba. That's right. The flexibility is the important thing. This guy was great. Great poses too. Oh, that's a invisible selfie. Wow. Or the world's smallest phone. Who knows? It gets smaller.
I think he's trying to do that, like the diva emote, where the self-destruct happens.
Oh yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we need an explosion behind it. It doesn't work without that. Maybe next year. Either way, Hotba playing out of his mind today, playing the Road Dog, playing pretty well. On that Zarya as well.
Yeah, playing the Zarya as well. And I think that's one of the things about Hotba is we talk about his flexibility in the past has been known. We saw him all season on the Pharah, on the Tracer at times. But now there's a Widowmaker. There's Gladiator's Widowmaker. Hello, Decay.
Hook accuracy, 55%. You'd think the grapple would be better than most Widowmakers. But, you know, what can you do? That's how it is. Either way, Hotba, our Omen by HP MVP. Way to go, Hotba.
Yeah, and he's flexing all the time, so I understand.
He could probably play the Widowmaker.
He probably can.
But don't go anywhere, guys. We have one more series to go today. It's going to be Shanghai Dragons taking on the Vancouver Titans. This one is going to be sick, a little bit of playoff remake action, so don't go anywhere. Another match coming at you right after this.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, now connecting 99% of Overwatch League fans.